And that's just the tip of the iceberg with Uncle Kelbo. Like, for real, he would again get other people in trouble, and they would have to be the ones to figure out how to undo whatever he caused. And again, I know he's supposed to be the fun uncle, but again, he brought disaster with him, and it just wasn't awesome. Another side note I want to bring up in this episode, because this episode really actually had me upset as a kid, because even though it's one of my favorites, because again, you hear that Jerry is actually the family wizard, and first off, you hear her apologize. Alex apologized to their father for choosing Uncle Kelbo as the magic teacher, her wizard teacher for this episode, and I don't believe that he deserved an apology. And my thing is that even if she does apologize, there should have been something. She should have put a clause in it, like, look, I don't work well like the way that you teach. I need you to teach me in a way that I can understand, in a way that Max can understand, because the way that you teach is literally not doing anything for me. And we see that because Alex constantly goes against Jerry's teachings because she can't learn that way, which is why she had more of the answers when it came to the wizard competition. She was better at the physical competitions because, again, they allowed her to use magic physically, not just read it in a textbook. And then she could also answer the questions, because like part 1 of the wizard competition, in the second wizard competition that they had in the TV show, not the movie, they had buzzer questions. And again, the reason why Alex knew so much is because she put those spells to use, because she actually used them in everyday life, not because she just read out of a textbook. Because think about it, you've been in school before, you've read chapters upon chapters for a test. Now recall what you read. Years later, recall what you learned in your 9th grade algebra class. Like, explain PEMDAS to me. Like, yeah, you could probably, the acronyms, now actually use it if I give you a math equation. You wouldn't really be able to do it so perfectly unless you put it into practice constantly like Alex did. So I feel like, yes, even though they did flood the layer, even though it was Kelbo that should have been doing this apology, because again, Alex didn't know and she was just following her teacher. I feel like, again, Jerry should have really changed his teaching style that would ensure that all of his kids have a chance. Because let's think about this. Someone else brought this up in my comment section and was saying, hey, Max didn't even get a chance, not just because of the way that it was taught, because Max didn't seem like he was really following along. It just seemed like Justin was the one doing good in Jerry's classes. But because Max is so young, he doesn't have enough experience. Justin has been training the longest, next Alex, and then Max. So who decides when all of the Russos are ready? Because, I mean, again, Max does not have the years that Alex and Justin has had to prepare. But anyway, the scene that really made me very upset at Uncle Kelbo is this scene right here.
I wasn't going to go that far.
Well, you're young. You have a lot to learn.
And I bet you could teach me a lot.
Of course I could.
Really?
Yeah.
You have so much more fun with magic than Dad does.
Okay, here's a good one. Hold your head like this. Cranium revolvus.
Now, the reason why I hated that scene so much, first off, because I know it hurt, because they were all groaning, like, and holding their neck in pain. And also because they tried it, Alex tried it again because she thought it was so funny that she did it, and it ended up Max didn't hold his head, because you're supposed to hold your head, I guess, for the spell not to work on you. Max didn't do that. And so his head was turning around, and it hurt him. Like, he was really over here teaching these kids bad things. Not to mention, he really said, yeah, I'll be your teacher. Just out of, I don't know, the fun of it all, the thought in the moment, and then completely forgot. And he really said yes. We never got a reason to why he said yes. Like, because Alex was serious about that. Like, she was like, hey, my father, the way he's teaching me is not working out for me. I need someone else that knows how to use magic and actually knows how to teach me. Will you do it? He says yes. We don't know his reasoning behind it, because she's serious about, like, I need to move up in the wizard competition. And he just thinks it's another way to pull a funny prank. Like, what? So again, I don't dislike Kelbo's character, but then again, I wouldn't exactly want him around me and as my uncle because I feel like he just takes nothing too seriously. And like I like characters that have a balance, that knows how to play and when to have fun and also when to be serious, and he is not that kind of guy at all. And ever since watching the retest episode with Megan in it, I was just even more upset at Jerry and the fact that he gave his powers to Kelbo, because nothing Kelbo has done, none of the episodes Kelbo is in has made me once figure and sit back and think, you know what, maybe this is the reason why Jerry gave him his powers. No, not one. In fact, Jerry confesses and was like, yeah, I gave Kelbo my powers because I felt like he would need them basically to survive. Like, he couldn't survive without powers. What? Like, what does that even mean? Like, because obviously, like, I mean, he's always coming out of the wizard world in, like, weird Viking outfits or weird, covered in seaweed or just some weird, like, he's just using his magic all willy-nilly. Like, that's the lifestyle that you chose. Is it because you weren't responsible with magic, so you were just like, who's the next person I could use to have fun with magic, and it's him? Because I'm not understanding why Jerry still chose Kelbo over Megan and then got mad at Megan for being upset at your choice and deciding to leave this unfair family situation. So again, Jerry just made me so mad. Like, it really just isn't, it's so terrible. Any episode that he was in, I was like, uh-oh, something's about to go down, something's about to hit the fan. And even though, again, it was an interesting episode, any episode that he was in, you know something interesting was going to happen. You wanted to tune in, but you also knew some type of mess was going to hit the fan. Let me know what other characters you want me to talk about down below in the comment section.